Paul published 57 videos on his new YouTube channel over 5 months, then he gave up. He wasn't getting the results he wanted. He had less than half of the subscribers and views that other channels of the same age had. Paul made three fatal mistakes that doomed him from the start. I'll share with you the good, bad, and ugly things you need to know before starting a YouTube channel so you can set reasonable expectations and be aware of the issues and how to avoid them. You're not going to become a YouTube sensation overnight. The number of views and subscribers you get in the first 3 months is going to be a lot less than what you are expecting. YouTube is a month, not a sprint. Successful YouTube creators know this and are able to manage their expectations without looking at vanity metrics 4 to 5 times a day and become discouraged that their channel's not doing as well as some others. If you start comparing your YouTube channels with others, you're very likely to get discouraged. The channels that you're most likely to compare your channel with are the leaders in your niche. They have been around for a while and they're established channels with a loyal fan base, and the algorithm knows them well and knows exactly what to promote their videos. But as a new channel, you really are not going to be able to compete with them in terms of views or subscribers for quite a while. I've covered in another video the 3 reasons why people come to watch YouTube videos and have classified YouTube channels according to these 3 reasons. In that video, I explained which YouTube channel types are most likely to take off earlier. The reality is that growth in some niches, especially early on, is going to be much faster than growth in other niches. So it is silly to compare your growth to that of other channels or other niches. This leads to the question that any self-respecting YouTube nerd must ask. It's far better to realize that it could take between 50 and 100 videos before the algorithm is able to classify you and start promoting your videos to a large number of potential viewers. I made 2 channels and gave up on them only after putting out 20 to 30 videos because I thought that I was doing something wrong since my YouTube channel was not getting much traction. Then someone pointed out that it took them about 70 videos before things really started to take off, and that I should probably create about 100 videos before I start worrying about it. I know this is rather discouraging news, but you need to be aware of it to set your expectations correctly. Otherwise, you're likely to just give up after producing 10 or 20 videos. A far better approach is to focus on what you can control, not what's out of your control. Back in the classroom days, I realized that students easily give up when a goal seems out of their control or it takes too long for them to achieve it. But what works wonders to boost their motivation is to get them to focus on things within their control and things which they can quickly achieve. Setting 1,000 subscribers is a bad goal. It's going to discourage you once you realize this is something you will not achieve in a few weeks. It's far better to focus on improving 1 or 2 aspects of your video over the next 5 videos you produce. This is easily within your control, and producing 5 videos is not that hard, so you can achieve it within 2 or 3 weeks. These are called process goals because they get you to focus on the process of being a better YouTuber. I usually bunch 5 to 7 videos in a group, and while I make those videos, I only focus on 1 or 2 things that will help develop the skills that I need to produce better videos that are going to attract more viewers. After those videos are done, I go on to another group of 5 to 7 videos and focus on developing another 1 or 2 skills while continuing to implement the skill that I have just mastered. This shifts focus away from the product of my work, the number of views and subscribers I have, and focuses it on the actual process that I'm using to become a more skilled YouTube content creator. Hello, fellow YouTube nerds. Chris here to help you launch and grow your new YouTube channel. So hold on to your sombrero. You're going to get a lot of value today. Great. Now the bad news is out of the way, and you know that YouTube is going to be a journey. It's time to realistically determine what exactly you are going to put into making this journey a successful one. Seriously think about how much time you can put in each week. I find that it's best for me to start a new channel by devoting at least 2 hours a day for a total of 10 hours a week. I personally think it's best to block out 2 hours a day where I can be uninterrupted and exclusively focus my attention on content. If you're able to do that, then generally you'll see your YouTube channel take off after about 3 to 6 months. Of course, if you devote more than 10 hours a week, you can realistically expect it to grow quicker. If 10 hours a week is too much, it's all right to put in less time, but of course the results won't appear as quickly and your chances of getting discouraged and giving up increase. The amount of time you put into your YouTube channel each week is really just a balancing act. You want your channel to grow fast enough so that you don't get discouraged and give up. But you also don't want to destroy your life, get burned out, or not be able to live up to your commitment. If one of those things happens, then it's very likely you're going to give up. Now, let's look at the money side of it. Yes, it's going to cost some money to initially get set up with the equipment you need. That's the bad news. But the good news is this amount of money, it doesn't need to be very much. Listen up. This will save you a load of money and disappointment. Simply get started with just a smartphone, a good light, and one or two inexpensive applications to help you edit your videos. I hear you. You're thinking that if you buy the cool equipment from the start, then you're going to produce fantastic videos from day one. But really, you're not. Your early videos are going to suck no matter what type of equipment you use. At the start, you lack the techniques and technical know-how and experience to make good videos. So they're going to be really bad. Ones are. You can't realistically expect to be great at something from day one. Like anyone else, you're going to be crap at. Accept this and instead focused on strategically choosing the best topics, then producing winning thumbnails and titles to get people to click onto your videos to start with. Once they're on your video, then it's your production quality so viewers continue watching your video and look at other videos on your channel. I would not go out and invest any money until your YouTube channel really starts to take off to prove to yourself that it's going to work out. You also need to consider the purpose of starting your YouTube channel. Most of us are not very clear about our purpose, and after we produce a fair number of videos, we usually realize that to make it worth our while, we need to start making some money. But here's the problem. We didn't have this clearly defined nor clear path for monetization from the beginning, so it's likely that the road we're going down is going to be very difficult for us to monetize our videos and bring in a decent amount of money. There's nothing wrong with wanting to make money from your YouTube, but if that is what you're trying to do, then become very clear about it from the beginning and share everything in your video and your channel to make this more likely to happen. Having a clear purpose when starting out your YouTube channel, even if it's not to make money, is essential because it's going to keep you going when things get rough and the results you wanted don't come as quickly as you expected. I have already alluded to these common traps that people fall into when they start a YouTube channel, but I want to mention them to make sure that you're clear about it. First, it's really easy to chase shiny objects. When I started my first YouTube channel, I would come across different types of software or different approaches to video production that I thought would be really cool. So I would go out and buy these. But what happened was I was getting distracted from my primary focus, which should have been to produce good quality videos. And this meant that I was not working on what was needed to grow my channel. After doing this for a few months, I realized that I had burned through a fair amount of money and bought a large number of things that were not really going to help me at that point in my journey. Related to this is the trap of spending money unnecessarily to buy equipment for your video. When things are not going well, we want to see changes. And one of the easiest ways to convince ourselves that we are making a change is to buy something new. The very act of buying tells us that we're making progress. But the problem is, most of the time we're just spending money unnecessarily on things that are not really going to help us with our current stage of development. As mentioned earlier, it's very, very easy to get distracted early on. So realize that it could be crickets for a while. But if you are persistent at producing videos following a plan with the right type of goals and milestones, then your chances of success are going to be quite high. What time is it? It's time to reveal today's big enchilada. Here's one of the most useful tips I can give you. Make a plan and stick to it. You think it's easy to stick to your plan. It's really quite cheap. And I find the best way to stick to a plan is to get an accountability buddy or a mentor who has been through the same process and can help you keep your spirits high as you are going through the beginning stages of launching your YouTube channel. If you have someone to be accountable to and prove that you have completed your daily tasks, then you're more likely to make a sense of small wins that will eventually lead to something great. Another way to do this is to join a community of like-minded YouTube creators. In this community, you may be able to find an accountability buddy, and for certain, you will be able to find others who will encourage you to continue on your journey. Before you jump in and make any more videos or even make your first video, watch this to learn a lot of other great tips that will save you months of time.